Chris, tell me your name. You're from the band Wild Charge. Tell me about you.
All right, so my name is Chris Mcleod. I'm the guitar player and singer for Wild Charge.
Very, very cool. And
Oh yeah,
you've started this band since 2011. I was reading the bio, and you finally now just got a band together, and you're starting to record. You just put out a single, maybe what, a month or two ago, right?
yeah, like 2 months ago now. We're a little bit behind schedule. I was supposed to release two more singles, but I got kind of sick and made the singing part of the recording kind of hard.
Oh, really?
But yeah, no, we started in 2011 as like a school project, and then it's kind of like off and on. Was doing it for fun on the side after school.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, things started kind of going a good way, and we're like, yeah, let's take this seriously.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. It's I have like three bands, so I know what it's like to try to get all these people together and get a band going. So
Not easy.
it's not easy at all. When did you finally like find the right people for Wild Charge?
So after everybody went their separate ways after college, I started hanging out with a buddy of mine from high school who played bass. And we would just kind of fuck around with the stuff. We had bands when we were in high school and stuff. And then I kind of ran into an old drummer I knew, and we're like, well, let's start doing these things live. I mean, we know all these songs. So we started playing them live, but, it was never anything we were doing seriously. Everybody had jobs or lives, so it was once in a while. But we started to really, really enjoy it. And we started to find people who were more and more serious as we went on. And that kind of helped us get more and more serious as well. And so, yeah, recently we just started playing with more serious people. And it went from just being fun to being a thing that we want to do.
Yeah. And as like I was saying before, it's very hard to find people that take music seriously. You want to go out and play shows and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't, a lot of people, I mean, they do, but then when they finally do it, I think they sometimes realize, oh my God, this is actually a lot of work,
Yeah,
and
it's not easy.
It's not, and they don't realize you got to lug all your stuff on the stage. Nobody's helping you. You got to do all this stuff your own, and you got to travel depending on where you want to play and stuff like that. So it's a lot of work. It's not easy.
Even organizing rehearsals, man.
Right, that too.
It's a whole pain in the ass.
Yeah,
I mean, it's worth it though if it's something you want to do.
But yeah,
it's not just showing up and being a rock star. It's a lot of hard fucking work.
Yeah, it is. And how old are you?
I'm 31.
31. Okay, all right. So it's yeah. Is that the same age about the rest of the guys in the band?
Yeah, just about. Eddie, our bass player, is like 2 years younger than me, I think. I'm not sure. We both went to high school together, but we were never in the same class. We just both had long hair.
And wearing the same metal shirts or whatever. And you're like, all right, he likes metal.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I was always, had friends like that in school too, and some played instruments, and I always wanted to start bands with some of the friend guys in the school that listened to the same music I did, but it just never worked out,
Yeah.
And then I finally didn't get into a band until like way later on after high school, and then it just kept going and going from there, and now I got three bands, so it's been a lot of fun, but I don't play out it.
Yeah, I'm in three bands as well. This is the one that's serious. The other two are for fun. So.
Oh yeah, what are the other bands?
Actually, the other band is all three of us from Wild Charge, but we do more of like 80s style music, like Toto or Journey.
Oh really? Okay.
And we have a different singer. I'm not the singer in that band because I can't hit Journey notes.
Yeah.
And then the third band is just a cover band that we want to try and do something just when we're not doing this, because there's a lot of music we like that isn't exactly heavy metal, but we still like to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I was reading in your bio too. Your influences, and I see Duran's in there, and then you got
Oh man, I've gotten so much flack for putting that in there, but I don't care. I love them, dude. They're great musicians.
Yeah.
I'm a musician first.
But that's what I think it is too. Like when you're not a musician, and you're just listening to music, and like say you're a metal fan or whatever, and you just like think I just like metal. But when you're a musician, you kind of like everything. I think just you take your influences from all different sorts of things, like like the Duran. I love bands like Weezer and the Killers and just Genesis and stuff like that. But I also love black metal and death metal and thrash metal and stuff like that too. Mm-hmm. But I think people that aren't musicians don't understand that.
Oh, dude, like especially again with Duran. I mean, like a lot of our songs we get like big inspiration from John Taylor, the Duran's bass player.
Hmm.
The stuff he's doing on bass, dude, it could pass for any metal band.
Right, right,
And
right.
we get a lot of ideas from him when it comes to the bass playing.
That's cool though, and you can take influences from anywhere. So that's and it
Yeah.
also makes your music more interesting because then you're not just copying every other metal band that's out there. You're bringing influences from things that aren't metal,
Mhm.
and which a lot of
So,
bands don't
like, yeah, like I've said in the past, like when people have asked, like, "Oh, are you guys traditional metal? Are you thrash? This and that." To me, I just say like we're just playing what we like to play, not to sound like a pretentious douche. Like, oh, we just do our own thing. We're not really doing our own thing. We're just playing the music that we like, man. Some people have told us like, oh, it's nothing new. That's cool. We're not trying to do anything new. We're just doing what we like.
do. Yeah, yeah.
And if that means we're adding some chord progressions that I heard in a Chicago song into a metal song, fuck it, dude.
Whatever
What we're
works,
gonna do.
man.
Yeah.
Now, you got this song, and now are your other songs very similar to this from your first single? Or
Similar in a way, yeah. They're all kind of up tempo. Um, you're going to get a lot of what you hear in City Hunter. You're going to get a lot and more in the other songs coming up.
hmm,
We don't have anything slow. We don't have anything clean. It's all going to be straightforward heavy metal
yeah,
with some technical stuff here and there.
yeah. All right, cool. And are you working on an actual album?
Yeah, we have 6 more songs to release. So I'm figuring we're going to do like 3 singles, and then we'll take a little bit of a space to mix everything properly and release everything as an album.
Yeah. Hmm.
But turns out making albums is expensive.
It is very expensive, and then
Yeah,
apparently
there's
you
a little
guys
bit of a
aren't.
paywall.
Oh yeah. Are you guys doing it on your own, or are you actually going to a
Yeah,
studio?
100% all of us on our own. I mean, we did go to a studio for the drums. It turns out I don't have enough drum mics
Mm,
or a good space to record drums, but that's cool. The rehearsal space we were at had a really good drum room, and the dude there is a great engineer. He helped us record the drums. After that, I took everything home, and I've just been recording everything else in my room.
oh wow.
I set up my own little vocal booth and stuff. And it's very DIY.
Mm, yeah.
It's also we're all broke.
do you guys get into a room together and record stuff, or you just send like things online and just work on them?
A little bit of both. Sometimes we'll be in the room together, dicking around. I'm like, dude, check out this riff. And we'll start teaching each other, and suddenly it morphs into something different.
Right.
And then other times, like the guitar player, Eddie, um, dude's a songwriting machine. Like, for our other band anyway, like, dude, we got a back catalog of like 20 songs just because every day he's like emailing me, dude, check out this, check out this. So there's a little bit of both. And
Yeah.
then Eddie, he can punch out lyrics like nothing, man.
Really.
So I think we all kind of just carry our own weight, and we all have our different way of bringing it to the table.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That sounds like everybody in the band's doing something, so that's
Yeah.
good because usually you got that one person that's like, here, do this, you know. And then, that band only sounds like their music, but it doesn't sound like everybody's styles in it, So it's good to know that everybody's going to get their own input on this band. It seems like it anyway, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, bass player and guitar player, both Eddie.
Oh, okay.
Eddie, guitar player, we call him Melrose. He's still new to Wild Charge anyway. I've been working on with him with other projects for a while now.
Hmm.
And he just joined in. I mean, he was always here, and he jumped in on our single to do a solo, and I'm like, well, why don't you just fucking, do the rest of it with us,
Yeah.
instead of me having to teach someone else what you just did. So,
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Who came up with the logo? It's very
I did
80s.
actually.
Yeah.
I scribbled it while I was on the train going to school one day. I was taking the train every day to LA, and I was kind of bored just sticking around in my notebook.
Yeah.
It's a very hand-drawn, shitty logo, but it's what we got.
No, it looks cool. It fits the band,
Thank
It's
you.
got that 80s type, heavy metal look to it. It's got all the
Something like
points. All the points.
Yeah, it's got to be pointy, man. How
Yeah.
else are they going to know for metal?
Right.
Not
Yeah.
pointy. Come on.
You guys got any shows coming up?
We do actually. We got 2 coming up in Japan. We don't
Japan?
have any. Yeah,
How do you
that's a
get to
long story.
Japan? Well, tell us because you got time unless you got to go somewhere.
No, I don't have. I got all the time in the world, man.
All right, go ahead. Tell us the Japan story.
I go there once in a while. I have friends out there that I go to visit. One of our old guitar players was from Japan, so I started just going to visit him.
Hmm.
And just from like hanging out in bars, I started to make friends who were in bands, and one thing led to another. And one of them, I was there in November, and he was like, "Hey, man, I want you guys to come out this summer and open for us. Like, we're having our 11th anniversary thing. I would really like it if you guys came out there." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever. You know, we're drinking." I wasn't taking him seriously.
Hmm.
I get back to the U.S. and he emails me. He's like, "Here's all the details. Can you guys do it?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna fucking say no to that. So why
Right.
not?"
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Like, we don't have a following there. And he's like, "You let me worry about that. You guys just show up and play." I'm like, all right, cool.
Apparently, he has a following.
He's very well known out there. Yeah.
Really? Well, who is he?
His name's Ken, and I do not know his last name because he never told me his last name. He just goes by Ken.
All right.
Um, he's very well known in like the Tokyo area. Like,
Okay.
dude's just constantly doing shows, and he
Wow.
can pull a crowd. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. That's good. Right to have like an in like that, especially to go to Japan. I mean,
Oh yeah,
that's not a common thing that somebody could just go and do.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. Now Wild Charge, the band's name comes from Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're nerds, but
Hey,
you know, we own
apparently.
it. We own it. Yeah. No, again, I was on the train going to school, and I was killing time, so I started like bringing my Game Boy on the
Yeah.
train, and I saw that in the game, and I'm like, that would kind of make a cool '80s band name.
Yeah.
And then like I kind of ran it by the other guys at the time. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's do that. That'll be cool. And then, so everything we've ever done is all ended up with, yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? That's the best. That's like my like this show, not this radio show. This is I'm still learning here, but my
Yeah.
podcast version. I started in 2018, and you know some guys that I started with, they wanted to do this, like edit this out and all that. I'm like, no, we just got to start the show and do it, because if you sit there and say you're going to do it, it'll just never get done. You
Yeah.
get all these things in your mind that you're going to do it, and you just never do it. But you have to just do it, and to just start it, because if you don't, it'll never start.
Mhm.
That's how I think anyway. You just because the more you think about it, the less it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, you got to take your chances, you know.
Yeah, and you got to learn along the way too. Make
Mhm.
your mistakes and see what works and what don't work.
Yeah, you can't get better if you don't make mistakes, you know, because then you won't know. Oh fuck, that's not going to work out.
Yeah, exactly. Since you're a nerd, what's who's your favorite Pokemon? My son just started getting into Pokemon
Oh,
stuff. So
dude. I don't know, man. That's a hard question. I'm real old school.
yeah,
I've been playing since that shit came out in the '90s.
wow,
I would have to go with Haunter. He's cool, man. He's a ghost. He's got pointy fucking head, and he's just
okay,
scary looking. Why not, man?
all right.
He's pointy.
I just,
It's metal.
you know what? I wish I would have thought about it. I go yard sailing usually on the weekends, and
Uh-huh.
I just opened this one box that was just sitting on this person's table outside, and I opened it up. It was tons of Pokemon cards, and a lot of them had like Japanese writing on them. And I'm
Oh,
like,
dude, sell those.
but I don't know. How much are they worth? I know they're worth a lot of money.
And some of them are. Some of them aren't worth shit, but some of them are
Right.
worth money, man.
I know. Well,
You
how do
know,
I
just
find out?
take the whole box to some like Dungeons and Dragons kind of fucking hobby store. I guarantee they'll buy them.
I want to hold on to them though, because I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be
Let
making
them
a lot of money.
appreciate.
Yeah, I think so. But I feel
Yeah.
bad because my son sees them. And I'm like, no, you can't touch those.
Dude, I got Star Wars toys like that, man. I wanted to open them when I was a kid. My dad's like, "Don't open them.
Yeah,
They'll be
really?
worth something." Yeah, they're not worth anything.
No. Well, especially the ones in the 90s. The 80s ones are all right.
Yeah, they were
worth
90s ones. My dad missed the whole like keeping his toys in the 70s kind of thing. So
Yeah.
he's like, "You're gonna be rich one day, and they're not worth shit."
No, because everything in the 90s got overproduced, overmade, and stuff.
Mhm.
So it's like right now I've been collecting. So I'm a nerd too. I got my stuff. There's stuff. I got toys back here, the Funko Pops, and I got figures and stuff over there. You can't see those, but I've been into Voltron.
Oh, dude, Voltron's badass.
Yeah, I bought it's a model kit. It's just a little plastic model kit, but it was fun to put it together. It took me a couple of days to
Mhm.
put it together. It was a lot of fun. But I just recently ordered. It's like a 40th or 50th, no, 40th anniversary, and it was like $400 or whatever. I didn't want to spend that much money on a toy, but it's Voltron.
Not a toy, it's a model.
It's a model. Yeah, no, it is a toy because it comes all together. You can put it together and watch.
Yeah.
You can play with it if you want.
No, I got some Gundams like that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, and then they
put 'em
just
together.
Yeah, it's fun. I like that stuff. And then they just released also too. Right now it's a Target exclusive of the Voltron figures, and I'm watching it. I just belong to a group on Facebook about Voltron, and all these people. I can't find this line. I can't find that line, and it's actually kind of funny.
That's fucking cool. That's badass, dude.
Yeah. I collect a lot of stuff, right? Not just music. I got Batman figures. What else do I got here? Wrestling. Are you a wrestling fan?
I was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was real big into wrestling when I was a kid. And I got older and somebody told me it was fake. And I don't know, it was like the glass breaking, shattering kind of moment for me. I was like, oh man, all my heroes were faking it. And like, I just kind of, now that I'm older, I'm like, fuck it, it's cool. You
Yeah.
know? But yeah,
You didn't
I
know it
used to
was
love
fake.
it, man. No, I didn't know. Well, yeah, when I was 6 or 7, I didn't know it was fake.
Yeah,
I just thought,
I guess you couldn't tell.
this guy's a badass, dude. And my uncle was like, it's fake.
Yeah. Yeah, I watch it once in a while, but I collect wrestling stuff too. I collect all that stuff.
Who's your
What
favorite wrestler?
Mick Foley, Cactus Jack.
Yeah, he's a badass, dude.
Mm.
That guy, I used to love him when I was a kid because he'd just beat the shit out of himself, get all bloody.
All the stuff that he would do to his own body just to provide
I
entertainment.
see
for
that. I'm
us.
like, there's no way that's fake.
Yeah, no, his stuff wasn't fake.
Yeah, he was for real getting injured.
Yeah, he had a lot of stuff wrong with him. Actually, he lives where I live. He used to live here. I don't know if he still lives here anymore. But yeah, I've seen him like a couple of times. Yeah, a store that my parents used to own. I used to work there. He came into the store one day. I'm like, oh my god. I was like kind of starstruck there for a minute. I didn't expect him to come walking through the door. So that was fun.
Yeah. And those dudes are big in person, man. Like,
Yeah.
you see them on TV and you think, oh yeah, they're big. No, they're huge, man. I met Triple H one time, and he was fucking gargantuan, man. His arms were like the size of my whole body.
Wow. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, because like you said, you don't realize it. So it's funny. And that was when I saw Mick Foley, he just cut his hair too, so I didn't like recognize him because he had a shaved head, and I didn't recognize because I always remember him with the long hair. So I was like, is that who? Was that Mick Foley? But he was a very nice guy, very nice guy. He signed something, a video game, I think, of mine. You into video games?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I say I am, and then like people bring up shit I've never heard of, so now I just say I'm a little into games. I'll play like Grand Theft Auto or like Pokemon.
Yeah.
What else? Like Red Dead Redemption, shit like that. I play all the basic shit.
Okay.
And then all the old stuff like Mario, I still like that stuff too. Like I still have the Super Nintendo. I'll plug it in sometimes.
Okay, very cool. I started collecting that stuff too. All the systems and everything. So I actually be on the other side of me here. So I got all these systems hooked up to a television.
Yeah, so you got an arcade machine back there. It is badass.
Yeah, that's an arcade 1-up, and I modded that to play all the old school games.
It's badass, dude.
Yeah, it's a Street Fighter thing, and I like Street Fighter, but I wanted to play everything on there, so it's pretty cool. I don't get to play it that often though.
Yeah, if the Eddies were here, man, they'd be talking your ear off. They both like video games a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never got into the Pokemon stuff. That you know what it was. I'm 45, so that was
just a little bit after your time.
A little bit after my time. Yeah.
I was a kid right when it came out. It was like geared towards me.
Yeah, definitely. Because all these other guys that I'm friends with that are younger, they're all into that, and they're also into the Dragon Ball Z stuff too. And that was like,
oh hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, way too late for me.
You missed out.
Yeah, I missed out on a lot of good stuff. But hey, I had Voltron, I had Thundercats and Ninja Turtles, which is still around. Ninja Turtles.
All the cool shit, dude.
Yeah,
fucking Transformers and stuff.
Yeah, Transformers too. Yeah. Although I'm trying to get my son into that stuff too, but I don't know. He's huge into that Five Nights at Freddy's stuff.
Oh, dude, yeah. So is my little cousin, man.
Yeah. And it's funny because that was out before he was born. And now that they put that movie out, like he's like obsessed with it. And he just YouTube every day. He's watching stuff. I'm like, you got to stop. You're you're going nuts here.
Oh, that's how they consume you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But I think about it. I can't really get too mad at him because when I was younger, I was into Ninja Turtles, and everything was Ninja Turtles and Thundercats.
Oh,
so I can't blame him. It was a Ninja Turtles, Thundercats, and Def Leppard. That's all my young.
Those are cool things to be obsessed with, man. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So it was like Pokemon, Transformers, and AC/DC. That was me when I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
That's all I cared about.
That's it, man. That's it. what's better than that, right? AC/DC. What favorite era of AC/DC?
Hmm?
Favorite era of AC/DC? Bon Scott.
See, it's hard for me to answer that because, like, I got into AC/DC because of a movie called Maximum Overdrive,
Right. Okay.
a Stephen King movie, and that was Brian Johnson era.
Yeah.
But then when I got older, I was like, dude, Bon Scott's a badass. Like, he was just singing about shit he probably did,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
And then he drank himself to death. And,
Mhm.
like, you know, that's pretty rock and roll. Not saying to do that. I'm just saying, pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
He
don't
lived
do
a
that.
lifestyle, you know.
Yeah. I think to me, it's like you got Lemmy, Phil Lynott, and Bon Scott. Like, those are the three, like, there's nobody more rock and roll than those guys.
Right. Yeah. What's your favorite Thin Lizzy album?
Oh, dude. If it's not Jailbreak, it'll probably be Thunder and Lightning.
Really?
A lot of people hate on that one
Yeah.
because it's not like the rest of them, but I think John Sykes' guitar work on that album is insane.
Okay. All right. I like
Yeah, John Sykes.
Black Rose, Bad
Black
Reputation
Rose
for
is
me.
good too. Or Chinatown. That's a good one too.
Chinatown's a very good one, and Bad Reputation.
Vagabonds. I mean, dude, I love Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
They're one of the main influences for me as a musician. I just love them.
I don't blame you. I started getting into them like heavily like maybe 20 years ago, and I just like I haven't stopped since. You know, it's just I gotta make sure I have all the albums. I just bought that box set that came out not too long ago.
Did you ever get into Black Star Riders?
I got them too. Yeah, they're not as good.
No, but I mean, it's close enough, you know?
Mm.
Like,
Nothing.
I got to see them live when they were still touring as Thin Lizzy before they officially changed their name.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. I was shocked, like, how close the singer gets to Phil's voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still not the same.
No, nothing
You
can replace
you
Phil.
can't copy that essence. You
No.
could copy the voice all day, but you just can't. You can't imitate being cool. You know,
No,
you either
I
are or
was
you
just
aren't.
gonna say, yeah, he just had such a coolness about him that not many people can do. Just like Bon Scott, he had that
Yeah.
thing, you know, he was that that lead guy, and not many people have that, and those two guys did.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that you know, like Bon Scott with the drinking, and then Phil with the with the drugs and everything. It just sucks how it had to end.
And then Lemmy with both.
Yeah, right. But he lived so long.
Yeah.
The other guy still had so much more to go, and they probably still around today if that shit didn't happen.
But I think that's what makes them so legendary. It's like they'll always be young. They'll never be that old guy who died of cancer. They're just going to always be rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I think that's badass.
Yeah. Yep.
Very poetic in a way.
It is. But don't follow by that.
Oh, dude,
example,
I'm too old for the 27 Club, so I'll probably just die old.
So, who are your vocal influences? Because you do have sort of a Lemmy style influence on you. So,
Lemmy and Phil.
Yeah. Okay.
I never wanted to be the singer. I mean, I always wanted to be a singer, but I could never do it. Like, my favorite singers were guys like Brad Delp from Boston, but I could never do that.
Right.
And then we could never like land a singer. And so I was like, fuck it, dude, I'm just going to figure something out. And I just found like, I thought it would be easy to imitate Lemmy until I started doing that. I was like, fuck, this is hard too. Yeah. It's like, dude, it tears your throat up. I had to actually learn how to sing that way. It's not just yelling. It's like a whole technique. And I was like, after shows, like I was in so much pain. And then like I met a guy who was a singer that did that. And he taught me some techniques. I'm like, fuck, I could have just learned how to sing like a normal singer.
Yeah.
If I had to take lessons either way.
Well, it's a good thing you started learning when you did, though, because you can really mess up your vocal cords there, not doing it the correct way. So
yeah, but Lemmy and Phil are definitely my vocal influences.
Yeah. Well, very cool. Very cool. So you got the Japan show coming up. And then you got the album coming up. When do you think maybe you'd be done with the album?
I mean, it's for better or worse, it's pretty much done. I just have to land all the vocals. I don't know if you could hear, but like I'm very congested still.
Okay.
So it's been kind of hard to sing with all the congestion. Even now I'm like stopping to like take an extra breath because I can't breathe through my nose. So it's slowing down the vocal process. So that kind of sucks. Yeah. And I don't know why. I've been congested for like over a month straight. So that kind of fucking, yeah. So.
And where are you from?
I'm from Riverside, California.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't know what the fuck happened. I just got really sick one day. Maybe it's COVID. I don't fucking know. I don't have health insurance, so I don't
Oh,
know.
really? Mm.
Yeah. But no, so when I've been like recording vocals, I'm just like hitting the Flonase real quick and then I get in there and sing until I can't.
Well, sometimes you get the best vocals out of being sick. Sometimes, not all
Yeah.
the times, but
Oh yeah.
it actually does do like a unique sound to your voice. So,
Like what was it? White Snake, the whole 87 album. Why can't I remember his name all of a sudden? Singer for White Snake. The fuck?
David Coverdale.
Coverdale. He was sick when he recorded that, and he hated it, and that's why there's two versions of Here I Go Again. Well, there's three versions, but fuck the first one. He re-released Here I Go Again because he hated his voice on that one.
Okay.
But me personally, I think when he recorded Sick, he sounded better. I don't know.
I didn't know that until maybe a couple of years ago. I had no idea the other version existed, and I like the other version better.
Really, the '70s version?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know what it is about that just doesn't hit with me. I think it's just because I was so used to the '87 version.
You're so used to that the '80s version, that big sound, and
the
other version is very stripped down. The original one's just very plain kind of thing, but it's got its heaviness in there, and I don't know, it's just different sound to me. I think it's cool. Yeah. Plus, I'm not a White Snake fan.
John Sykes. I'm a John Sykes fan, so everything he does, I just love, and he's great on that fucking album.
Yeah. I'm not a huge White Snake fan. I can't stand them actually.
They're not for everybody. It's cool. It's cool. They're not for everyone.
I've tried. I'm very picky with my music.
But I totally get it, man. I totally get it.
Yeah, I can't help it. It is what it is. But anything else?
Oh, what, like coming up or?
Yeah, anything else coming up? What's with the other bands?
With the other bands, shit, they're not ready for anything yet. No, we got a lot of songs, but it's literally just the three of us. We don't have a singer or a bass player yet, so I mean a singer or a drummer. Sorry, we have a bass player.
Okay.
So that's just a side thing, Whatever we write that doesn't work for this goes to that. But we have a single hopefully coming out in 2 weeks. I'm gonna finish mastering it tonight.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna submit it tomorrow because iTunes and all that shit makes you wait 14 days after you submit it. So hopefully it'll be out in 2 weeks from tomorrow. I don't know. My guitar player's on his way over here right now, and we're going to finish like mixing and mastering and do the old car radio test to see if we like the way it sounds. And if
always got to go in the car.
You always got to go in the car, dude.
It does.
I mean, that's what people are going to listen to it. So
yeah. It's so true too, because you listen to it on your headphones or whatever, but the car is the best spot to listen to it in.
Oh yeah, dude, it'll sound fucking great. And I go in the car, I'm like, why the hell is the ride cymbal so loud?
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's a thing that you just have to like master somehow. I don't know how you do it, because my singer, he does all my band's mixing and mastering and stuff, and he knows what to do. But my other band, my guitarist he wanted to learn how to do it. So he was learning as we were going. And yeah, we would go to like hear it on the computer. It would sound okay. But then in the car, it was like, it actually blew my speakers in the car one day, one mix that he did. I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
But now he's finally got it figured out. But yeah, it's weird too. It's like, you wouldn't think it would matter, but it does. It really does.
Weird little shit. And like by doing that, I've actually like taught myself like how to mix and master and stuff. Well, that and also looking up videos. But there's all kinds of things I would have never thought of. And now, like while I'll be driving down the road listening to the songs, I'm like, holy shit, I'm hearing them differently now.
Oh
yeah, like, I really like the way they added like high mids to that bass. That's cool, man.
Yeah, definitely. What are you using to record?
I use Reaper.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's not, as cool as Pro Tools, but Reaper has a free trial that lasts 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
But then after the 60 days, they just let you keep using it anyway.
Yeah.
So I've been using it free for like 8,000 days now. Crazy. I don't know. Every time I open it, it's like, you've been using Reaper free for X amount of days. It isn't free. Please pay. And I just go, still evaluating.
It's only $60 though, or 65.
It is, but that's like a tank of gas.
I know. I get it. It was driving me nuts though, because I use Reaper too, and I couldn't take that voice anymore. I was just like, forget it. I'm just buying it. I use it every day. I feel a little
guilty, but then like I remember they got a lot of money. I'll be fine.
But you remember that when people start downloading your music for free.
Karma's gonna bite me in the ass.
Yep. uh,
Man, I don't mind if people download my music for free. I just want people to hear it, and if they like it, cool. If they don't, oh well, somebody will.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
not trying to become Iron Maiden. I don't need my own jumbo jet.
yeah,
I love Iron Maiden, but
yeah.
I just want to be able to play music for fun, and if I could pay my bills, cool.
Yeah, that's the good way to look at it too, because I think, especially being in bands for the last few years, you kind of just realize you're never gonna be the next Metallica. I mean, you'd like to be the next big Metallica, but it's just so unattainable. You
Uh,
know, it
I think those
sucks.
days are gone, man. Like, not to sound like a jaded local musician or something, but radio stations don't really push new bands.
No,
Every so often, like one gets through the cracks, like Greta Van Fleet.
yeah,
They
yeah,
they made it through the cracks, and good for them. They're not bad.
right.
Um, but it's like radio stations nowadays, they're still pushing the old stuff, and then they wonder why people say, "Oh, rock and roll, heavy metal, it's all dying out." It's not. You're just not giving any attention to you're not watering the plants. Nothing's going to grow.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's so
So,
many internet radio stations that play metal and stuff like that, but only so many people listen to those. But it's the real radio stations, even like Sirius XM. Those play metal too. And people do actually listen to that stuff, but it's just
but
they're not pushing like the indie bands and stuff, which really needs to start happening soon.
yeah, it is what it is, though.
It is
You
what it
know,
is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
people who want to listen to it will seek it out.
yeah, exactly. That's what metal always is. It's always been that underground thing. It's just always there in the background, which is fine. But by the way, you're mixing and you're mastering. You're doing a really good job. I think that song sounds good.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think that's a very good. You know what you're doing. So you taught all your stuff by just watching YouTube videos,
Some of them,
basically.
yeah. Like, if I had a question, I was like, all right, why does this sound like shit?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
at first I was like starting everything at zero and I'd turn things up. Turned out that's stupid. You got to turn things down. So,
Right.
there's little things here and there over the last couple of years. Like, our first song I recorded, we released it in like 2020.
Mm.
It's still up. It sounds like shit. And, but I leave it up because there's another wild charge in Florida. And
Uh,
so I just have to have that up there to be like, oh, we had the name first.
are you going to ever do anything about that?
Oh, maybe one day. I don't think they're doing anything anymore. So,
No. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's. I hate when that happens because that becomes a problem later on.
yeah, I purposely picked a dorky name thinking nobody would copy it.
Now I wonder why their band's named the same.
Probably the same thing. They look about my age. I've seen pictures of them.
That would actually be pretty funny.
They sound nothing like us. They're like
No.
rap or something, like hip hop.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know.
Okay.
Describe them. SoundCloud kind of music.
That's
Definitely
funny.
not the same as us, but same name. So
Yeah,
whenever you search this on YouTube, you'll get both bands. It's fun.
that's funny. That's
Yeah,
weird. That's like I see that a lot too. And especially I don't know if are you a King Diamond fan at all?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. There's another King Diamond, but it's a rap artist.
Really?
Yeah. So people have been waiting for a new King Diamond album, and then recently, maybe like a month or two ago, a new King Diamond thing came up on like on Spotify or whatever. But it wasn't
Yeah.
King Diamond; it was the rap artist King Diamond. Everybody's like, "Oh,
Oh
new
man,
King
imagine
Diamond's
like
out."
the anger they would have, like if they paid for it in advance,
Yeah,
not
right.
knowing.
Especially
Oh
like back in
shit.
the Napster days when you like, I don't know if you remember the Napster thing when you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
download things and then it wouldn't be what you would think it was.
Oh, trust me, man. I've broken many computers, not realizing I was just downloading malware.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Uh,
Those were the days. So why do you think it was so hard to find a singer?
just where I live, there's not a lot of singers to begin with. I live in the greater Los Angeles area, but I don't live in LA.
Okay.
And then, actually, I know a really, really great singer, but he, unfortunately for me, lives up in the Bay Area. That's like a good 600-mile drive,
Mm,
so wouldn't work out. There's
yeah.
tons of great singers in LA, but at this point, like, we're just so used to doing it the way we're doing it.
All right.
We're just keep doing it our way.
Yeah. All right. That sounds good. It's singer. I think the singer, and usually a drummer is kind of hard to find too. I
Oh,
think.
dude, drummers are so hard to find. They're either super good, but
Mm,
in like a million bands,
yeah.
or they're super committed and they suck.
Right. That's always the worst. I hate drummers. I am a drummer, by the way.
I, I can either do my feet or my hands, but I can't do both.
Yeah, it's something that you got to have coordination doing.
Absolutely.
So where can people go to find Wild Charge?
So you guys can find us on Instagram or Facebook at Wild Charge Metal. There's some underscores in there. I don't remember if it's Wild Charge underscore metal or Wild underscore charge, but it's Wild Charge Metal for both of them. And we're on YouTube. Um, and what else? Oh yeah, iTunes and Spotify and all
Mhm.
the other streaming platforms. I hope
Mhm.
so anyway, because I paid DistroKid to do that. So
Yeah, I'm sure you're there. All
yeah,
right. Very cool, very cool. So everybody can go check out your single that's out now with City
yeah,
Hunter, and then hopefully the
yeah.
others. What's the other song coming out? Going to be cool.
It's called Stardust Crusaders.
Artist Crusaders. Okay, all righty.
Not an anime, but it's the last anime song, I swear.
It's all right. Is there any other metal bands that do anime stuff? I don't know.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Not that I know of, but I'm sure. Oh, actually, yeah. Uh, our old drummer, he's in a band, and they have a song based off of an anime in his band. So
Okay. All
I
right.
guess we're not the only ones.
All right. All right. All right. Sounds good. Well, anyway, good luck to you and the rest of the band, and
Thanks, man.
hopefully you have a really good trip in Japan, and hopefully everything goes well.
Hey, fuck it. If it's bad, I'll still tell everybody it was good.
Yeah. Right.
Unless they come to the show, which I doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, either way, good luck with everything.
Thanks, man.
Yep.